Hi, I'm Susan, and this is When Autumn Comes. You know, sometimes life just looks a little different than we thought it would. This is a podcast for the mamas and dadas and caregivers, and the people who love them, of course, whose lives were flipped upside down as a doctor looked into our eyes and explained our child's prognosis. It's a place for the caregivers who get very little sleep as they face symptoms and behaviors that just aren't typical for other children. This is a place where we can take on this journey together because we know that this can be a sad, lonely, misunderstood path. But we also know that as the darker days and colder temperatures begin to appear, so do the golden leaves and beautiful sunsets of autumn. We know that life comes in seasons. We know that in our world, 24 hours can hold so much change that it can feel like 4 seasons in one day. We're here to help you share your story, let you laugh and let you cry, help you learn and help you grow together with other mothers when autumn comes. The When Autumn Comes podcast is a program of the Apricity Hope Project, a nonprofit organization created to empower, encourage, and restore caregivers of medically complex and disabled children. You can learn more about our project and help support this podcast by visiting www.apricityhope.org/autumn. Welcome back to When Autumn Comes. I'm gonna pass the mic to Kat. Like, I'm just gonna, because I can't self-promote. Like, it's not in my DNA, and I had to figure that one out.
It's
But
okay. I will self-promote
do
for
you
you.
see how squirmy I'm
I know,
getting?
you're
Do you
instantly
see
like,
this?
"Ugh."
I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm gonna have to talk about myself, and I'm like squirmy and itchy, and like, let me get some iced coffee, and like, oh my
Okay,
gosh.
let's be clear.
What are we talking about
I am
today?
happy to talk about this. We're talking about your book. And
Oh, this girl right here.
yeah, your book, Live Like
Speaking of
Lorelei.
not self-promoting, let me just like talk about. Let me just
First of
pull her
all,
into the
it's
screen.
gorgeous. This is how I'm like, you and I are the same. Like that, I love that book. It's so pretty. Can I be honest and say I'm not done? Like
Okay.
I'm almost done, but my family keeps interrupting me. But I was just saying it's the most quotable book.
What do you mean? You just can't stop your family from like
Oh my
familying
gosh.
because you have.
Well, I'm just like even this morning, like only my daughter's home, and she's just like, I'm very easily distracted, so I'm reading, and she's just like, commit that, and she'll just say little things, and then I stop and I have to go back and find my place. So me trying to
And you're currently reading it on your phone.
yes, which is
or
even
on
harder.
a device. You're not reading the hard copy. You're reading the pre-reader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I figured out last night, which is really dumb, that I can flip my phone and make the font bigger because I was having to like scroll in because my eyes are old lady eyes.
Because we're old.
So no,
And when we say old, we mean 40s.
40.
We're not old yet.
No,
Yeah,
I'm still
yeah.
very young.
We're pre-old. Okay. That's not what we're here to talk about today.
We're talking about your book.
What were you saying? The
It's
book
the
is
most
what?
quotable book I've ever read. So I keep stopping, and there's like, it's so good, but there's these lines. Like you just say something, and it's just like truth bomb, wisdom. Like I just can't. Like I'm gonna read one. Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you cannot craft a predictable life with your goodness. You cannot control it with your color-coded planner. You cannot earn it with gold stars. That, yes, I try if I do everything right, if I plan and I organize and I schedule, that I'm going to be able to beat this. I'm going to be able to win against Mido. And this, yeah.
Or anything.
Oh gosh, yeah. I'm a planner.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
the Canadian version of me.
100%. Okay, can I read another one? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to look back and realize that while we kept her alive, we forgot to let her live.
She just did a phone drop.
I literally have goosebumps when I read that. This is so, like, this is what new medical parents need to read. There is so much wisdom in here. Oh my gosh. I can't say enough good things.
Thank you. So the way this all came about, well, I had a kid and she ended up, you know, at her funeral, which we can link to that episode in the show notes. I read the
Mhm.
eulogy that I had written at 4 o'clock in the morning. And when I finished reading it to everybody at the funeral, they were all like, can you turn that into a book?
Mhm.
Like, we need this in writing. And it was lessons from Lorelei. It was 15 lessons. And since you haven't finished the book, I will tell you in the appendix, I have the eulogy that I read that lists out the 15 lessons so that people get that also. When she died, I was like, okay, like the eulogy. And then I remember I was laying in her bed going, how am I going to turn this into a book? And when I started writing, like this was a long process. What I had 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, was basically the lessons from Lorelei with a little extra
Mhm.
more fluff. And then my grief journey kicked in and my words stopped working. And that's when I started painting because I couldn't write. My brain was not working. So I started painting and I found because I mean, you know me, if you're new here, you don't know this about me, but Kat knows that my self-care is
Mhm.
creating something. Whether that was wedding planning when I was younger, whether that was, like making things pretty is part of what makes my soul feel good. And so when words weren't working, I went to like blending colors and art and things like that and started selling my art. And then the writing kind of sat on the back burner and I would pick it up every other month and add a little bit more to her lesson. And then I got into therapy. Like I had always been into therapy, but I got into EMDR therapy with my incredible therapist, John. And I did a lot of internal work. And I realized that like the lessons were not good enough. Like the lessons were good, but like I wanted this book to be like a retreat for people who can't come
Mhm.
to retreats. I wanted you to be able to transform through this book. So at the end, you were going to think about things differently than just here's 15
Right.
lessons. I want the reader to go, holy crap. Like that applies to my life. At one point, I even write in there like something about how, you know, you never like you get on the airplane and you're like, my plane's not going to crash. You have a baby. My baby's not going to be
Mm.
sick. Like, and like things like that, that all of us have these moments where we're like, it's not going to happen to
Right.
me. And in both of our cases, and probably most of our listeners, we never expected to have rare
No.
kiddos. Like, it's not going to happen to me. And then you get here and you're like, what the heck do I do now?
Mhm.
Inspiration from writing for me came from a few places. You're gonna think I'm nuts.
Oh, I know you're
Like,
nuts.
of course, of course, Nora McInerney, of course, Kate Bowler. Like, I love them. Glennon Doyle,
Doyle? Yeah.
Glennon, yeah, her. And then go with me here, Matthew McConaughey.
Okay. I can see it.
But I really wanted to tell my story, but have these like nuggets of, in his book, he calls them green lights. I wanted the lessons from Lorelei, but then the lessons that I acquired because
Mhm.
of Lorelei. And like, I think I did a good
Dude, you just
job.
you
Like,
you knocked it out of the park. That's exactly how I would describe it. You're telling your story, but it's not just telling a story. There's all this
mhm,
wisdom just dropped in there, and that's what I mean. I find myself having to stop and like take a breath so often as I'm like reading these incredible truths. I
yeah.
don't know.
And it's
You go ahead.
and it's
Oh, it is funny,
funny.
yeah. There's so many references in
Like,
there that I'm like,
that's
how to
like
remember like
okay, so the last inspiration piece that I had, and like I wasn't gonna say this because like, the others were all book authors, but the other writing inspiration I had is Amy Sherman Palladino and how they throw in all of the references
yeah,
in Gilmore Girls. I want that vibe. I want people to go, wait, what was that reference? There was only one reference. Well, there's a
yeah, there
ton
is.
in there. But there was one that I kept getting feedback on from early readers that I needed to, like, elaborate a little bit more was the reference to Welcome to Holland.
Oh, okay.
So that one, I did have to, like, drip a little bit more into it because everybody kept saying, "We caught the reference because we understand this." The editor that I used is not a
Okay.
medical mom, and he was like, "What the hell does Holland have to do
Right.
with any
And
of
you're
this?"
like,
And so in my mind, I'm like, "Just go with it, it's a reference," but if you can't catch the reference, it's really weird to mention
yeah,
Holland a couple times in a
yeah.
chapter.
You have one, are you okay if I say one of them? Okay. You have
Yeah.
one with Zach Morris that I'm like, that one was
Mhm,
perfect
mhm,
because that's how grief feels, is that you want everything
mhm.
to stop and life just keeps going.
Yeah.
It's like your whole world has bottomed out
Mhm,
and it's like you still need to
mhm.
buy milk and you still need to pay bills and everybody's still going to work and doing their thing. So I laughed when I read that one. I'm like, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. No.
Yeah. I really also it was important to me I mean, you know my sense
Mhm.
of humor, and you know that I am dark and twisty, and I, like, say things, like, that are super random, but it was important to me, like, this is a really sad story. Like, it's about a dying
Yeah.
little girl. I needed those pressure valves in
Yeah.
there. Otherwise, it would just, like, demolish my
Yeah.
readers. So, everybody keeps saying, like, "It's surprisingly funny." Like,
Yeah. And I would, obviously it's a sad story, but I wouldn't describe it as a sad book. It made me want to hear Lorelei's laugh. Like I thought today I need to message you. I want to see a video of her laugh because you describe it so well.
mm,
It's yeah, it was beautiful. It's not, there's sad in it, but there's so much beauty and so much joy. They all sit side by side.
which is yeah, and that's what I want especially I mean, I want everybody to realize that because like we were just saying recording a previous episode, like the
It
world
is.
is heavy. And it doesn't matter if you are dealing with a rare disease children or
Mhm.
infertility or divorce or just the political climate that we're in. Like joy is a sense of
Mhm.
peace and it can sit side by side. I've heard in many places like joy is an act of
Mhm.
resistance to this
Yeah.
heaviness. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of it. Like there's again, you
Yeah.
see me right now. I'm getting ready to like self promote and say how good it is. And I'm like getting
Yeah.
fidgety. I am not good at being like, Cat, I did something really good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that kind of like, I don't know why. I'm not one to go, hey, you have to read this book. It's really good. But also, I want to be like, hey, you have to read this book. It's really good. If this were your book, I'd
Right.
be shouting it and plastering it from the
Yeah.
rooftops.
But here's the thing. There's enough
Like,
of us. I don't even know if you need to because I have seen what people are saying and they love it. Like it's amazing.
Cat, I'm going on a
I
book tour. Did you see? Like, how am
like
I?
I know
Like,
a famous
okay,
person and her name
I'm
is
not
Suz.
famous. No, but so I had this idea of like, what if I like went places with this book? Like, Benji's semi-stable right now. We have nursing again 5 days a week. Like, what if I like went and did a book tour? So I casually texted Alexa from Wishbeads, who was an early reader, and I was like, "Hey, like, well, she is currently, as we're recording this, she is currently traveling through Italy on a vacation." And she was like, "Suze, leave me alone. I'm not going to read your book until the end of September because I'm on vacation." And then she texts me and says, "I'm halfway through your book." And I'm like, "You're supposed to be in Italy." She's like, "I am in Italy and I'm reading your book and I can't put it
Yeah.
down. It's so good." And so then she's still in Italy and she's like, she texts me later and she's like, "I'm done. This was the most magical book I've ever read," or
So
something like
true.
that. And I said, "Well,
You actually have, like, the older version, like, the current
Yeah.
and you do too, Kat. There's one newer version that, like, this copy in my hand right here is the final, minus
Yeah.
the whole, like, line across the front that says not for resale, but I had to submit my final manuscript for print in order to get it done on October 7th. So there's a few new additions in here, but I was like, "Would you be interested in, like," or she said, "I'll do whatever I can to help you promote this book." And I was like, "Would you be interested in, like, me coming to visit you and we do like, wish beads and Live Like Lorelei collaboration?" She's
Oh
like,
my gosh.
"Yes, let's talk when I get home." And I was like, "How would you feel about 11/7? Because it has to be
Yeah.
on a 7." And she was like, "Done." So Friday, 11/7, I'm gonna be in LA.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
my gosh.
we're doing a big thing. And then, okay, that week, the first week of November, I'm going to St. Louis. I'm gonna meet with Dr. Carrie Kuzal. I can never say her name right. Do you know she told me last week that we said her name wrong on the podcast and she didn't correct us? The whole
That's
time.
awful.
The whole time. So I'm gonna meet with Dr. Carrie. I'm not gonna say her last name because we're gonna say it wrong. And her team at Nimi Lab and talk to them. And I'm gonna go and get to see things about the FBXL4 genes in the
That's
labs. Like,
so
that's
cool.
really cool too. Like, my book is going into a scientific lab, I think. I don't know if I have to like de-germ it like ET or something, but
It's
and and then so St. Louis, LA. Yesterday I had a friend who was like, "Darn, I'm gonna be in LA the week prior, but if you want to add San Francisco." And I was like, I mean, I'm right there. I looked on Kayak, which I have to buy my tickets today. Norfolk to St. Louis to LA to San Francisco home to Norfolk. $500.
Can we stop?
Right?
Go buy
Like,
your tickets
Lorelei
now.
is
What
like,
are you
Lorelei's like, "This is supposed to
Yeah.
happen, mama." Like, this is supposed to, I think it's gonna be like 600 if I get the
Yeah.
trip insurance because Benji. But yeah. And then I come home
Mhm.
for a week, and then I'm gonna get in my camper van, and I'm gonna drive to Delaware and do an event in
I know
Delaware.
people in Delaware. I'll let them
From
know.
Delaware, you
I
know
do.
people
That's
in
where my
Delaware?
brother-in-law's family is.
Oh,
Yeah,
they'll
because
have
they
to
listen to the
come.
podcast.
It's in
Louisville.
Louise,
That's
L-E-W, no,
L-E-W-E-I
L-E-W-E-S.
L-E-W-I-S-B-I-L-L-E?
No, they're in
Oh, Luz. Yes, that's where
L-E-W-E-S.
they're at.
Ruiz.
Yeah,
Lose,
that's where they live.
lose. That's where I'm doing it.
Stop.
Okay, they'll have to come. Yeah, that's exciting. So I'm going there, and then I'm going from there to Kingston,
Like
Canada,
Kingston, Ontario?
um,
Okay.
Ontario. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to no, I'm going to Montreal
Okay.
first, which I know you're saying I'm
We say
saying it wrong.
Montreal.
I'm going to Montreal.
Yeah, like
Montreal?
M-U-N.
Not
And you're
Montreal.
saying
Okay.
Montreal.
Not Mon.
I
Like
mean, they probably
Jamaican
say like
Mon.
Montreal because it's
Montreal.
French, but we're not going to make you do that.
Well, I'm not going to do a reading in French. So I'm going there first, and then I'm going to Kingston, Ontario, to do a my friend Jenny Juranics. I'm probably saying her last name wrong too. I can't
Can
talk,
you say my last
but
name?
I'm a writer. You're in my phone. In my phone, you're Katrina McI or McE or something. Macanellian. I don't know what you're. I don't even see your name right now. Can you say my last name?
Gagan.
Yeah, only because we've talked through it
No, you
100
said
times.
it. Didn't you say it in the book or something? I don't know.
Oh, I did reference like nobody can
Yeah,
spell
and
it or say
I
it.
think you
Yeah.
explained how to pronounce it.
Okay, so
You're going to your friend Jen?
yeah,
Jen? Is that what you were saying? Jenny?
Jenny. Yeah, she's a psychic medium. She's the one that connected me with Lorelei, and so we're gonna do a reading and a reading.
Oh my gosh.
Get it? Together. And it's really, really cool because I'm like, this book is leading me to like meet people that I've never met Jenny in person in San Francisco. I've never met Leslie Mancera, who is baby Joel's mom, who had FBXL4. Like, I'm getting to meet people that have been following me for a while, and it's insane though. Who the hell am
I'm so
I?
proud of you. I really am. Gosh.
I thank you. I was thinking about it yesterday when I was cutting the grass because, that's where I do my thinking,
Yeah.
that in the shower. I don't know how I wrote something so good, which sounds so like
No.
full of myself, doesn't it?
I really feel like, I mean, obviously not everybody believes in God and all of that. I believe that God
Yeah.
gave you this gift and this story and
Yeah.
Lorelei for a reason. I truly believe that this was meant for a lot of people. And there's a reason why there is, like, you are incredibly talented. There's no doubt about that. But there's more to this than just you.
Yeah. And that's what, like, even when I hold this, I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
know how I made this. Like,
I don't know how you wrote a book
I
in the
don't
midst
like,
of your life. Like, let's just say that. I'm having a hard time reading a book in the midst.
I wrote two
too.
actually. I have a children's book that is a companion to this, and I illustrated it.
Oh my gosh. You were overachiever.
But I'm looking at the book right now for those who are listening. Like, I just don't know how I did this. Like, I really feel like it was a God thing. It was I feel like God and Lorelei were like, okay, let's just let her little wiggly fingers on the keyboard go. And then I just vomit out a bunch of words onto the keyboard. And then I would go back and edit it 100 times and until it got, I guess I'm describing how it feels to write a book.
Like, let me tell you my process.
All the authors are like, yeah, no, that's what it's called to write a book. But I don't know. Does the version that you have, it's funny. I think it does. Have you gotten to Florida yet? Okay. A lot of people, it was an edition. It was one of the last editions was me adding when I got kidnapped in Florida.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. By the doctor.
Yeah. Several people have commented that was their favorite part of the whole book.
Funny.
But that is an example of human to human connection. It's not just about kidnapping, which sounds really weird if you haven't read the book.
You have to read it now. If you want context. No, and it's like I said, obviously you and I are friends in real life. But that's what it felt like. Like, I just sat down and started reading it. I just felt like a friend was talking to me. And then there were all these incredible wisdoms that I would have to stop and be like, wow, I need to, because you've already given me so much perspective that you've learned from Lorelei, like even to be more present and that, like we've talked about that a lot. But there was even more in here that I was like, this is just, it's gold.
But also it's not all a lot of it. I'm not good at words anymore. I use them all. They're all in the book. But I do think that a lot of this too has morphed together because of the podcast and because of the retreats, because that is also healing. And we are all learning together. There are things that we talk about in this book that we talk about in retreats. And I mean, I didn't specifically say this mom said blah, 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 but how it applies to me, and things that we talk about on this show of being vulnerable, and that stuff got in there. Did you catch the line? I don't know if you got there yet, of the polished voices where I referenced Daniel. I didn't say his name, but I referenced Daniel DeFabio, who said I really like listening to your show. You're not sweet like the other ones.
True. I told you the same thing. I was like, that's why I love you.
Yeah. And so he wrote a blurb for the praise, for the beginning of the book. And when he got to that part of the book, he was like, I didn't mean it like an insult. I meant it like you're raw and candid. And so he put in his blurb, Suz unleashes her raw and candid in this book. I mean, yeah, I'm really proud of it. So pep talk me here. How do I go hey, I'm really how do I allow myself to be so proud of this and tell people? Because right now I'm proud of it internally, and I'm so awkward right now because I'm trying to tell you that I'm proud of my book, and now I'm talking in circles, but Like, how do I do this? Like, I'm gonna travel to, and I gotta get a passport. I'm gonna travel to
know.
Canada and talk to people.
But it's not like it's not just your book. Do you know what I mean? This is Lorelei's book. This is our book. I just feel like you need to step back for a minute, and it is about you, but it's not just about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
People need to hear these things.
You know that's the Achilles heel for me. If you say it's not about me, and then I can go, okay, great, then I can promote that.
Well, and that's the thing. And it like obviously you're in there, but there's just a lot more. It's so interesting too, just to see how people showed up for you. And I think even if people are not medical parents, and that's one thing I really love about it, like it's not just medical parenting. It's anybody who's experienced grief or knows people who've experienced grief, who've walked through hard things, like, and when you do reference that.
And not just
No,
grief,
like
loss,
infertility,
but
divorce,
like grief,
those
like
sort of things. Like,
yeah,
when you talked about like prolonged suffering or prolonged like hard season and people not knowing how to show up and all that, I think so many of us can relate to that, whether you're a medical mom or not. Like sometimes you're just in these seasons for a very long time. So I feel like this is a book that's gonna bless people that aren't in our community as much as people in it.
Yeah. I had someone who is an author that I know that has said she's read a lot in this genre. I'm not allowed to say who she is. She's read a lot in this genre, and she said this is the best book she's ever read in this genre. And she said, my biggest worry is that you are self-publishing and that it's not going to get the visibility it deserves, which is part of the reason why when I woke up and I was like, I texted Alexa and was like, hey, like, can I come and do a cross promotion with you? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, literally the entire tour planned in 2 hours on a Monday morning.
And see, that's what I mean about like, don't feel like this is just you.
No, this is God and Lorelei. Like, this is like every single pit stop was like, yeah, I'm free that day.
Yeah.
Like, how is this
I'm so proud of that little girl working her magic.
I will say, I've already had a talk with her that if anybody knows how to make this happen, I am too, like, I can't call them and ask, but I would really love to do something at Judy Blume's bookstore in Key West. Like, it's nothing huge. I would really just love Judy Blume to sign my book because she was like the author that, like, I would just like Judy Blume to sign my book. Is that weird to be like, hey, Judy, can you sign my book because you are part of why I love words?
I don't think it's weird at all. Put it out into the universe.
Like,
Come on,
I don't want
Lorelei,
you to sign
make it
your
happen.
book. I don't want you to sign your book, Judy. I want you to sign my book, and I will try. And okay, so we got to cut this off. Otherwise, I just
still
go
have
on
more.
tangents.
So...
But what do you have to say?
Okay. I have one more quote that's like my favorite. I want to say.
Tell me. No, you tell me. I'm not running this show. You are. You are in control. But don't forget to let me plug when the party and the launch is.
So this is another one I highlighted, and I have a lot. We rarely know when the lasts are happening. They slip by disguised as ordinary days.
This was the parking garage, right? Say it again.
We rarely know when the lasts are happening. They slip by disguised as ordinary days. I can't even. Because it's not just with these kids. It's with all, like, even my older two. I don't know when the last time I picked them up was. I don't know, the last time they fell asleep in my arms. I don't know. You just don't know. And this puts it into perspective of just to slow down because you don't know when it's going to be the last time.
I had someone tell me when they were reading this that I narrated it too much and I didn't tell enough stories.
Okay.
But you saying that, like, because I only thought lasts like death. And like, as you were reading it, I could see your wheels
Mhm.
turning. And then I hadn't even thought about the last time typical little kid is gonna say, like, come to the
Yeah.
playground with me, or like, I hadn't even thought. So, like, I love that I put nuggets like that in there so that you can take with it what it means to you.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's a
It's
pretty
a
good
really
book.
good book.
Okay, so there's this thing that I always said to my mom growing up called I made this up, I think. I mean, as far as I know, I made this up and I didn't steal this from anybody. Ugly child syndrome.
Okay.
Okay,
Have
go with me
fun.
here. Even the ugly kids, their parents
Yeah.
think they're beautiful. And so my mom would be like, "You're so pretty." And I'm like, "No, it's ugly child syndrome. You have to say that." So when you texted me this morning, you're like, "You look great." And I was like, "You have to say that. I'm your friend." And you were like, "I could tell you look like a troll under a bridge." But, like, parents with ugly children are not gonna be like, "Hey, honey, you look like a troll under a bridge." Like, they're gonna think that their child is beautiful because
Yeah.
they made them. So, I went in with this book thinking it's the ugly child syndrome. Like, I think it's really good. I think it's beautiful, but it's my baby. It's so crazy to hear other people say that she's
She's
not
not ugly.
ugly. She doesn't look
No,
like a
because
troll.
we couldn't fake it this well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, "Oh, it's a great book. It was
Oh,
really good." Like, but I'm like, dude, and I'm not the only one. And that was the thing. Like,
I
people
know.
who are recognized and respected in that field are singing its
Yeah.
praises. I'm just Joe Blow.
But then
I'm nobody.
you're not. You're Cat McEye. Um, but in my mind, see, and this is where I need therapy. In my mind, I'm going, they're just
No,
saying that to be nice.
I'm not that nice.
Like, literally, that's you are too. But literally, like, what's wrong with me that I hear somebody go, "This book is magical," and I'm like, they're just saying
No,
that. I have low self-esteem.
you shouldn't. It's so hard to. I don't know why it is so hard, but it is so hard to accept praise.
It's also really hard to, like, especially, like, so my therapist and I were talking about this because this is life. And I was like, "What am I gonna do when I get a 1-star review?" And because someone is going to do that. So, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? You're gonna give 0 shits about it because they paid money
Right.
for that book and you have their money. And if that's what they wanted to experience,
Mhm.
then that's their thing." So, yeah. But what I was gonna say is it's really like
Mhm.
right now, it's tough because the people who have received the book and are giving feedback are people that I've asked to read
Yeah,
it.
people who know and love you.
But
Yeah.
also, yeah, I've had a few complete strangers that were like
Yeah.
friends of friends because I wanted like outsiders' perspective. But also it's really hard in the beginning because like I'm asking, well, not anymore. You missed the boat to give me feedback. But I was asking for people to like
Yeah.
critique it so that I could make it
Yeah.
even better. And I'm not good at getting criticism. So yeah. Thanks for reading my book and not telling me that she looks like a troll.
She's not a troll. She's so pretty.
Although if she was a troll, she would be a troll from the 80s with
Uh-huh.
rainbow hair and the
Oh
jewel on
my
her belly.
gosh. So good. No, she's not a troll. She's beautiful. I'm so
Um,
proud. I can't wait for it to go out into the world. I can't wait to have a copy in my hand I can't wait for people to be able to share it and read it,
the good news is it will be available worldwide
which
on
is so
Amazon
cool.
on October 7th, which is so cool, but it's also cool because you can order it and I don't have to pay a fee to get it
Yeah,
to
that's
you.
awesome.
I don't have to pay your
Our duties and stuff.
fee to like every time I send Katrina a gift, she has to
It's-
pay like $50.
I'm like, thank you. Here's my money.
Stop sending me presents.
No, I can get it on Amazon. I'm
Um,
excited.
Yes, Amazon, and I'm in the process of getting it on Barnes& and Noble. Do you have Barnes&
I
and
don't
Noble
think
in
so.
Canada? So, Barnes& and Noble, it's not there yet, go to Amazon. but it will be Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and then I'm trying to get into bookstores too with Ingram Sparks. So it'll be everywhere October 7th, along with the companion book. I keep saying my book and Lorelei's book, like she wrote the little kid one and I wrote. So my book is the memoir and Lorelei's book is How to Live Like Lorelei. And it's some of her lessons turned into secrets, quote unquote. Because when I was writing it, I was like, first I went from lessons to rules for kids. And then I was like, rules are too
kids don't like rules.
Uncomfortable. Kids don't like rules. So they're secret. And it's 10 secrets from Lorelei about how to live on the good days, the bad days, and the in-between days. And there's wheelchairs in it. There's an AAC device in it. Like, I wanted it to look like Lorelei's life. So that's in there, both available on October 7th. It had to be a 7 because Lorelei's number is 7. And if you haven't gotten to that part of the book yet, Kat, get ready. It's exciting. And yeah. Oh, and if you're local, we're having on October 7th at the Apricity Hideaway from 6 to 8 p.m. We are having the launch party. Chick-fil-A is giving me 50 Chick-fil-A sandwiches for my guests.
That's amazing. I should be there for the sandwiches alone.
You should be. The sandwiches alone. And then, so we're going to have Chick-fil-A, champagne, and pie.
Of course.
Because, right? And then, at 7 p.m. on 10/7. I know the book is available all day on 10/7, but at 7 p.m., we're asking everybody to purchase the book. And by we, I mean me. I'm asking everybody to purchase the book at 7 p.m. on 10/7 because I've heard there's like this algorithm thing with Amazon that if a lot of people buy it within the same few hours, it like goes, ooh, this is a fancy new book. So I'm asking everybody to buy it on 10/7 at 7 p.m. No matter your time zone, it's fine.
What time zone?
And then maybe Amazon will go, ooh, this is a fancy new book, and then like share it with people. So that's the plan. Even the people at the party, I'm gonna have a few copies, but even the people at the party, I want them like at 7 p.m. We're all gonna go click on our phones. Like
your brain is different than everybody else's.
Do you have anything else? It's very different. Do you have anything else to say?
I love you. I'm so proud of you.
I'm supposed to say I'm so proud.
This is just you. I'm so proud of you. Like it's such a gift.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being my friend and being my early reader and my podcast hostess. You get mentioned in there. Actually, no offense. I think you're just in the acknowledgments. I don't think you're in the book. But I do mention Diane in the book because the whole, like, she's the one who introduced me to the thought of, like,
the two things coexisting.
Two things together at the same time. Yeah, we miss Diane. She's going to come back and do an episode with us soon.
Fantastic. I can't fill her shoes.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
We have to go. You have your own shoes. Yeah, you've got your own shoes. Okay. This is Suz, and I'm really proud of you.
And this is Kat, and if no one's told you, you're doing a great job.
Catch you guys next time.